Tiny yodel leedle I'm thinking tonight of Dixie. That's where we first met, my dear. I recall the scene as yesterday, though it has been many a year. My dear.
Hello, room service. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling from room 722. I was wondering if I could place an order for a prawns bal chow.
Sorry, sir, that's not available on our midnight menu.
I'm really craving for one here. If you can just help me out with one portion.
Unfortunately, sir, that's not going to be possible. Is there anything else I could help you with?
No, I think I'm fine. I know what I want to do.
Porsche Taycan Turbo S. This is the car that I'm using for my travel. Food cravings, they often make me travel. It just happens to me, I don't know about you. But this is not the first time that we are traveling for good food. Remember, we took 3 AMGs to Balasinore in Gujarat to sample some exclusive food? Well, it's another German car that is now taking me to some amazing food again. This time is the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. I think I already said that. It may wear the turbo badge, but this is an electric and a grand touring 4-door coupe at that. Oh, that acceleration, oh my God. And the brakes. It's just brilliant. So, if you use launch control, it will go from 0 to 100 in 2.8 seconds. Under 3 seconds. That's over half a second quicker than the Porsche Cayman GT4 RS. That car just blew my mind a few days back. This one goes quicker than that. The Turbo S puts out a staggering 625 PS, but that launch control boosts the performance to 761 PS, which goes down to the road via not one but 2 permanent magnet synchronous motors working in perfect harmony to create an impeccable all-wheel drive system. For those of you who remember, we drove the Porsche Taycan Base last year. That's the one with the single motor. Now that uses a battery pack that has 28 modules made up of 336 cells. This one, the Turbo S, uses the Battery Performance Plus, which essentially means it has 33 modules and uses 396 cells. So with that kind of a battery size, you can easily have enough juice to satiate your need for speed and also your appetite for long distances. And speaking of appetite, we have about 350 more kilometers to go, which in a Porsche Taycan shouldn't be a problem at all. The Taycan devours miles like a hungry me, even when driving in the normal mode. There is a range mode too, which restricts the top speed to 100 kilometers an hour. But then, what's the point of a Porsche? This EV is made for speed, and yet it delivers on the range it promises. So Taycan Turbo S supports up to 270 kilowatt DC fast charging, but as of now in our country, you can only get between 30 to 60 kilowatt options more easily. And even there, you have to choose between some really known brands or maybe some new startups, some brands that you probably haven't even heard of, like this, for example. But there are big companies also jumping into this game. Shell is in the process of installing 120 kilowatt chargers across the country. Some of the car makers have started offering between 150 to 180 kilowatt options at their respective dealerships. So you see, the scene is getting better. The chargers are getting better. They are getting faster, which means road trips should be more fun, should be easier. As of now, the car is fully juiced up here in Kolhapur, which means the straight highways are almost about to end, which also means it's time now for the sport mode. transition periods can be tough, like the transition from ice to electric, transition from highways to winding roads. But once it's complete, it can mean pure bliss. The Taycan just seems to shrink around winding roads. That's how good the handling dynamics of the car are. The long length, the width of the car, it just seems to disappear around roads like that. But once you're in the narrow lanes of Goa, that is where the long length and the width of this four-door coupe are so clearly evident. But after that amazing drive, it's now time for the amazing food. This is what I'm here for. This is exactly what I was craving for. Prawns balchao, served in its typical cold plate form. And what better place to have it with? A beautiful view of the car, the ocean, the beautiful Goan summer. It doesn't get better than this. Heaven, heaven. We drove to the Slow Tide restaurant in Goa for the perfectly made balchao. It's a Portuguese delicacy introduced to Goa during the colonization, made of stir-fried prawns added to a spicy, vinegary sauce. Simple ingredients, but ones that leave you with a fiery, long-lasting taste, much like a Porsche. Well, the drive isn't over, but it's time to get back to the grind, which means I have to head back into the city today itself. So we continue with the journey. Thank you. Back to the road. Honestly, I can't think of a better EV to serve my whim of driving all the way from Pune to Goa and back in the same day. It's got the performance and the range to fit every badge it wears. And by putting the turbo badge on an electric, Porsche have immortalized this sacred word even in the electrified future. It's been a rather fulfilling day. Lovely food. And now, talking about fulfilling, we are doing our last bit of fill up before we head back to the town. It's given me around 360 kilometers of real world range with a mix of highways and twisties and the kind of roads that you saw. So I think that's a pretty good range for a car of this order. I genuinely did not think that I'll be able to do this, right? Leave the city, come here, have that lunch and go back. Of course, I did it on a whim, but well, the car has just done it. Even in today's times where we are still in a bit of an uncertainty with... Oh, wait. I just got a call. Hello?
Good evening, sir. Hi, good evening, sir. I'm calling from the hotel.
Yep, tell me.
I believe you were inquiring about the prawns balchao this morning.
That's correct.
I would like to inform you that it's available now. So would you like me to book a table for you for dinner today?
No. That won't be necessary. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Good night.